Day 2 started in every sailor's favorite conditions: cold rain and light winds. I'm being sarcastic. The race committee began race 3 on time in a light southerly breeze. With winds predicted to shift to the right throughout the day, the racers who stayed on that side were first to the windward mark. Paul Scalici of Rabbit Season Duck Season rounded the windward mark in first. The winner of race 1 of the regatta, Peruvian Luis Osis and crew of Scaramouche, rounded the mark close behind. Tony Parker and the team of Bangor Packet were well behind the leaders of the windward mark, but were sailing fast and making passes. As the race progressed, the wind began to lighten up, hurting some and benefiting others. Rabbit Season Duck Season extended their lead while other boats rallied for the top 10 positions. On the final leg of the race, Mike Marshall of TBD and Tony Parker of Bangor Packet made big gains to finish first and second, respectively. Rabbit Season Duck Season lost a couple of spots but finished third, followed closely by Luis Osis and crew of Scaramouche. Staying consistent to maintain his lead of this regatta, Maurizio Santa Cruz and crew of Bruschetta finished in ninth. Before the start of race 4, the sun broke through the clouds, giving crews a break from the rain. The wind was shifting but picking up. As the sailors worked their way up the long windward 2-mile leg, it quickly became evident that regatta leader Maurizio Santa Cruz and crew of Bruschetta was again in the lead. At the windward mark, Will Wells of Cougar was in second, with many more boats trailing very closely behind. With the heaviest winds so far in the regatta, this mark rounding had some of the closest near collisions yet. As the race progressed, the clouds began to change shape, foreshadowing a big weather front moving in. Within seconds of Maurizio Santa Cruz of Bruschetta crossing the finish line, heavy rain and wind pummeled the race course. In second place was Rossi Miliev of Clear Air. Matthias Siguel of Guru pulled out a dramatic third-place finish over Jason Lydell of Leverage. As the sailors headed into shore after an exhausting day of racing, it was evident that Maurizio Santa Cruz and the crew of Bruschetta are clear contenders for the title of this regatta. Stay tuned for Day 3 coverage of the J24 World Championships.